Hey Baze, it's Bailey, and I just wanted to drop in and give some of my thoughts on the new CAS and build buy items that came with Cottage Living before I get into my Let's Play and everything. I will have an overview coming out tomorrow, but I just wanted to go over some of the things that I noticed as I was making my overview video. Um, Specifically, I am quite disappointed with the Create-A-Sim items that came with Cottage Living. As you can see, as we're styling Honey, the masculine CAS is A, very limited, and B, very bulky. Like, I kept trying to find pants other than his regular jeans, and they make him look so wide. It's really strange. And then a lot of the layers just make him look a lot wider as well. Um, but otherwise, I mean, the biggest problem is just there not being enough to go off of. There are just so few options for, Sims with a masculine dress style. I do like this hair though. It is nice to see the fade with the texture on top because that is actually very close to Honey's actual hair. So it's nice to see a fairly accurate hair for him. Um, but otherwise, yeah, I really struggled to style him. So he is dressed kind of like a basic bitch because there wasn't a whole lot else I could do for him. And so we move on to Femcast. And I was really excited for this. I was so excited. I loved the style, all of the cute cottagecore things that were coming out with this pack. But it ended up being disappointing as well. I mean, starting up at the top, you can see with Leisha, there are some very nice hairs that I think are absolutely perfect and, just completely fulfilled my vision for her. And I do like the new glasses that came with the pack. Those are quite nice. No new makeup or anything, but there is a little string of pearls that we put on her as well, and that's quite nice as well. There are a lot of times that I go looking for just a simple strand of pearls, and we didn't have one, so now that is nice to have. We're still just going through hairs, setting them for all the outfits, because I like doing that first. But when we start getting into the outfits, you'll see that, unfortunately, while there are a lot of cute clothes, most of them do not look good on full-figured Sims. And I don't know why this is. I've always had a problem with jackets and cardigans and anything that'll go around the boobs like that. I've always had issues with those in Create-A-Sim on full-figured Sims. And you can see, Venom and Bailey are both fairly curvy Sims. So going through, I had a lot of trouble trying to find clothes for them that wouldn't make them look like lumpy, I guess is the word. There's one sweater in particular, which you'll see at some point. I'm not sure if it's coming up now, but yes, a lot of these, they come out on the sides and they just don't look right, And it's even worse on like jackets, anything that has more detail going over the bust. They do not sit right, and I'm sure you've noticed it like on pregnant Sims as well. Everything distorts around the bump, and I've not seen it work yet. I have yet to see one that actually works. That said, there are some really cute items that do look good on all shaped Sims. In Femcast, sometimes I do play around with mixing and matching, specifically on bottoms, just because bottoms are a little bit more versatile between Sims, especially if you want to get mask Sims wearing skinny jeans. Oh, it was this sweater. It was that sweater with the flowers on it. Her boobs just like ate the flowers, and it disappointed me so much. And I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but I've been seeing this a lot with all of these layered meshes that they're going with nowadays, and they just don't fit. They don't fit these Sims, and it's so disappointing. So we get into styling Bailey, and I had originally wanted her to have that long braid that I put Venom in for the formal wear. But then I gave it to Venom because it just coordinated so well with her regular everyday hair with the scarf. So I ended up giving Bailey the short hair, and I like it. It is nice to see some shorter hairs. So yeah, also trying to style this outfit. I had wished there was like a nice knee-length skirt. I'm still looking for like a nice knee-length flowy skirt. Can't find one. I really wanted the little Agnes Crumplebottom mules to work, but the colors were just very odd, and yeah, I don't know, just a lot of the clothes are very I don't even know how to describe it. They fit very specific conditions and don't seem to translate well outside of those conditions. It was this dress. I legit cried because of how bad this dress looked on me. I saw it in the trailer and I wanted it. I knew I wanted to put that on my sim. And then I put it on her and it looked like trash. And the skirt was distorting around her legs and I was so sad. And I tried to do it again. I tried it so many times. I'm like, maybe this time it'll work. But it didn't. And, because in real life, I would wear that dress, and that dress would look good on me. But here it doesn't. And I don't know why. I don't know why the CAS items are like this, where they just do not look good on full-figured Sims. But it's a problem I've struggled with in pretty much every game I've played because I play a lot of full-figured female Sims, and again, that sweater's just like does not want to sit on boobs, and I love and respect boobs way too much to treat them this way, so I don't know. Anyway, and now we'll get into some of the more build stuff. As you can see, I did put a pond on the lot. It took me a hot second to figure out that using fill to height was not going to work, but once I determined that, you just go in and tap fill until you reach the desired level. I had already used the terrain. What I did for this lot was I built a template before the pack came out, because I knew it was going to take me a long time to build it, and I didn't want to make you guys sit through that. So I built the template using just base game, and then came in and decorated it once I had Cottage living. And it was at this point I realized that I was putting the off-the-grid lot challenge on this lot. So I had to use only off-the-grid lights. Come to find out, there are not a whole lot of off-the-grid lights. So this build ends up unfortunately being very dark because most of the lights in Cottage Living don't let off a lot of light. And I did not have Eco Lifestyle installed, though I don't think Eco Lifestyle had that many off-the-grid lights either. Luckily, though, the new plumbing items that are, not all of them, but the new sink that comes with Cottage Living is off-the-grid, so that was nice. Not the new bathtub or the new toilet. Wait, no, there wasn't a toilet. Not the new bathtub or kitchen sink, or bathroom sink, damn it. But the new stove and fridge are off the grid, so that was also nice to see. The other thing I noticed in trying to redecorate this place was that a lot of the build objects, were a lot cheaper than the base game objects. which I think is pretty well known by now, that base game stuff is just so expensive compared to the things that are coming out in packs. So I had built this lot, and using just base game, it was just over 20,000. So then when I went in and started replacing walls and windows and everything, I made a lot of that money back and was able to do a few more things with landscaping, which was nice. Towards the end, I add a whole bunch of wisteria, which cost a lot of money. Plants are so expensive, right? Like, I don't know why. Well, no, yeah, that makes sense. Plants are expensive, I guess. I don't know. I can't keep plants alive to save my life, so the only time I can actually, like, live out my gardening cottagecore dreams is in video games like The Sims and Stardew Valley. So I'm still excited for this pack. You know, I still really want to play with farms and animals. I want a llama. I want this vibe, even if I can't look like my best cottagecore self. So here I'm going in and redoing the walls, and you can see the walls are a lot cheaper than I expected them to be. I think these are all 2 simoleon wall swatches, which I think like the only other ones in the game that I know of are the bricks that come with Dine Out, which I love. I use those constantly. So it is nice to see some cheaper wall swatches. The cabinets too are also, oh wait, no, never mind, forget I said that. But you know, it was nice. I had money to actually put in cabinets. I realized, like, I wanted to start these people out with only about $1,000, and I had $6,000 left after putting in all the essentials. It's like, wow, I can actually afford to decorate a bit. Not a whole lot, because, you know, I still had to figure out how to do lighting and, you know, put in a couple of other things, but really it was surprisingly easy to get a fully functional house under 20,000 simoleons, which, you know, is the goal. Ooh, excuse me. Now, I probably didn't do myself any favors by making this a tiny home, especially since I do not have tiny living installed with this Let's Play, so I don't even get the benefits of it being a tiny home, but they're just like moving out into the country with no plan to this waterfall lot in the middle of the woods. It felt right for them to be in a tiny home, especially since the 3 of them are going to be in a polyamorous relationship, so they don't need a lot of privacy, at least not as much as you usually would if you have Sims that are like related but not in a romantic relationship. So that at least was nice. And then I was trying to figure out where to put these damn books, and then I ended up putting them on the dresser, and then I made another reading nook outside because I could just imagine Bailey's character Elsie just wanting to sit in a dark, quiet room and just read to get away from the garden and the chickens that we're eventually going to have. And, you know, she also gets to talk to Noah while he's working at the woodworking table. Yeah, so this rug, the only rug that comes with the pack, it was just, like, almost too big to fit in the house. And I remember seeing in some of the Game Changer builds, the ones that actually built the lots for the pack, like Claire, Siobhan, and Harry, and Thomas, they had said that rug was like double the size before, and then they had asked EA to make it smaller, so like I can't even imagine whose house would a rug that big fit in. Certainly not any house not in Old New Henford, because none of the other lots are big enough to accommodate a house that could fit that rug, so I'm really glad they made that change. I was also a little disappointed to find how expensive these roof decorations are, because you have to place them all individually, so. But it was worth it, because now I have a bun on my roof, and who doesn't want So now we get out into the landscaping, and I was trying to match the trees in the area, and then I realized I was being an idiot and just needed to go into the debug menu to get landscaping, um, because, as has been pointed out by Game Changers, the debug items in this pack are delicious. There is a lot of beautiful landscaping in this pack. Right now, you can see I just had Cottage Living filtered, so all of this landscaping that I'm putting in is just from Cottage Living debug. And it's beautiful. I'm really happy with it, you know? These plants are all really nice. They go nicely with the pond. They'd go even nicer if I were good at landscaping. I, of course, had to put in some lavender because I'm French. At least part French, and that's what we do, or that's my excuse. And my favorite item is definitely this open gate. It's just so cute. I just can't even handle how cute it is. But otherwise, just wanted to get some plants on the ground. I don't tend to use debug for wall plants like ivy. I wish I could, but I don't like that. I'm pretty sure they don't go down when you put the walls down. And I don't want it like sticking up in my field of view when I'm trying to gameplay, you know? If I were just building for the sake of building, then I wouldn't care as much, but because I'm trying to build for gameplay, I don't want that like extra distraction. Excuse me, I'm tired. So yeah, we're just going in and touching up the terrain paint, because I had already done some, but it didn't look very good. It still doesn't look very good, because I don't really understand terrain paint that well. I find it a little difficult to work with, although, I'm not sure if these were here before, but I love the spray paint noises it makes when you apply the terrain paint. I find that very satisfying. So yeah, that's the build. That's the man. I'm still really excited for this LP, even though I did not get to wear my cottagecore dress. But yeah, I will put this build in the gallery, and feel free to check it out if you want. And please join me for my Let's Play once it goes up. I really hope you like it. I can't wait for you to meet my bays, and we're just gonna live our best cottagecore lives out here in Henford-on-Bagley. Thank you so much for joining me, bays. Let me know in the comments what you think about the new pack, and join me tomorrow for the first episode of the Cottage Bays Let's Play. I will be uploading them every Friday. Until then, take good care of yourselves, and I love you. Bye!